You just got a yes out of a seller, all right? They literally just signed the contract. What happens next? Hey, what's going on, guys? Cody Sperber, the Clever Investor, back again. And in today's training video, I want to share with you the steps that we take whenever we want to dispo or sell one of our real estate wholesale deals. All right, this is Cody Sperber's property launch formula. So if you're new to real estate wholesaling, or maybe you're an experienced wholesaler looking for some cool tips and tricks to be able to sell more properties and make more money, then you're definitely going to want to take notes on this video. All right, I'm going to go step by step, and I'm going to show you kind of what we do on day 1, day 2, day 3, etc. until we get properties sold, and what we do if we can't sell a property. All right, so this one's going to be packed full of awesome information. If you get something from it, do me one favor. All right, smash the like button. Let Google know that this is a powerful video that helped you out in your business, and you can help a poor YouTuber / wholesaler / educator out for the low price of one like.
Please, sir, I want some more.
What?
Moving on. So, you just got a yes out of a seller, all right? They literally just signed the contract. What happens next? Well, here's what we do, and you got to understand, I think of everything like a system. So by modeling this out and having checklists or having a process to put things through, it just makes it a lot easier for me to wrap my brain around things and stay on track and not screw stuff up. So with that being said, let's dive into this. So day number 1, you get a contract signed. What happens next typically is you take that paperwork, all right, and we're gonna scan the contract in. A couple things happen all simultaneously. First and foremost, we're gonna go over and open up escrow. All right, so we're gonna take the contract and our earnest deposit, our check, and we're gonna go open up escrow at our investor-friendly closing agent's office. All right, we pick the closing agent and they are investor-friendly. So we go and open up escrow. We're also going to scan the contract in, and we're going to upload it into our CRM. So we have a digital record of the signed agreement. We've signed it, the seller has signed it, and the digital copy goes into our CRM. At the same time, we're going to fill out the rest of the information. I happen to use the Deal Automator, right? That's our internal software. It publishes, it has our websites on there, and it's also our CRM. And it warehouses all of our digital documents. It's basically my entire investor hub for my real estate business. So we upload the document to the CRM. We also fill out all the rest of the blank fields. So now we gotta go in and we gotta fill out, estimated repairs needed. We gotta fill out what we want to sell the property for, what the wholesale sales price is, the as-is cash-only price, and we gotta fill out the rest of the information, because what we wanna do is upload pictures, minimum 5 pictures, okay? And if we have additional pictures, we wanna upload those pictures to a Dropbox or to Google Drive, and we wanna get the link, and we wanna write a property description, and we wanna take all that information, put it into our CRM, and publish it to our disposition side website. In other words, we have one, it's called ArizonaPropertySuperstore.com. So if you want to see what a disposition or a sales website looks like, go to ArizonaPropertySuperstore.com. But we fill out all the information in our CRM, we add our pictures, we add our video, and if we don't have pictures or video, we're going to do one of 3 things. We're either going to have the seller take pictures and send it to us, one of us is going to drive over to the property and take the pictures, or we're gonna pay a company or somebody we found on Craigslist to go over there and take pictures for us. All right, I like to get a minimum of 15 to 20 pictures and at least 1 video. All right, so we fill in all the rest of the information and all the blank fields, so that way when we publish the property to our sales side website, anybody going to look for wholesale deals, if we drive them to that website, or if they happen to be checking our website consistently for new deals that get published, they'll see all the information. There'll be a link for additional photos. They click that link, it'll go to a Dropbox or a Google Drive. They'll be able to watch the video of the property walkthrough. Everything will be all pre-packaged, all right? So that's kind of all happening on day number 1. Also on day number 1, as soon as we put a property under contract, we fire out an email to the seller that basically breaks down how the transaction is going to go down throughout the closing period. Now we send out an email, and the email basically says, hey, congratulations, seller, on selling your property to us. Here's how the next couple weeks is going to go down. First and foremost, Bob here in our office is the transaction coordinator. They're going to take care of you all the way through closing. Here's Bob's contact information. If you have any closing questions, call Bob, right? It could be you, it could be anybody. I don't really have a Bob that works for me, but you get what I'm saying. Then what happens next, and this can happen on day number 1 or it can happen immediately on day number 2, is now what we want to do is we want to start texting, okay, our VIP cash buyers. These are the cash buyers, and I only have maybe 10 or 15 of them, that are aggressive cash buyers. They buy everything, right? And they can make a buying decision within 30 minutes, all right? Maybe 1 hour max. So I'm not blasting it on email. I'm not doing a mass text blast. I'm literally manually texting the 5 or 10 buyers that I think would like this property. Now, if you're a real gangster with wholesaling, I sometimes text the potential cash buyers that I think will like this type of deal, and I'll give them the address because I trust them and they've never gone around me, and I'll say, hey, what's the maximum cash price you would buy this property kind of sight unseen for? And they'll feed me a number which I will then go out and use to negotiate, and knowing that as long as I can put the property under contract below that number, then there's a spread there and I can make a profit. All right, and so those VIP cash buyers are very important that you build a relationship with them. Step number 2 is after a day, okay, normally I give them about a 6-hour window, max 1 day. By the next day, that's when I'm firing out a full-fledged email to my entire cash buyer list, and I'm starting my mass texting campaign. We use the Deal Automator for our text and our email. So like I said, it's an all-in-one software, and if you're interested in the Deal Automator, I'll drop a link down below. Just go check that out. It's well worth the money. I'm telling you, if you're a professional wholesaler, you're gonna easily make multiple times your investment into that software just from the data alone and the website builder and the ability to text and email and do everything that, you know, the deal analyzers and the rehab estimators, and it's everything. All right, so step 1, personally manually text some VIP cash buyers. Step number 2 is blast out mass email and mass text. At around this time, I'm calling my hard money lender relationships in town, and I'm pre-qualifying the property to see what they'll lend on it. And if I can get some commitments, some light commitments from some local hard money lenders, I'll update my property description on my website as pre-approved with financing in place, you know, 10% down, 12% interest only, or whatever the terms are for the hard money, because I want a cash buyer to show up and make it very easy for them to buy from me. So I'll even have a link to be able to download my purchase contract for that property. I'll have a link to the funding that we already have pre-approved on this property, and I just make it very easy for them to make that buying decision. All right, if you have any repair estimates, inspection reports, I'll upload that as well so they can see all the information, the videos, the pictures, right there on the site. So they don't even have to call until they're ready to make a buying decision. That's how easy we make it. At the same time, we're doing our mass marketing. We immediately start posting it on Craigslist, on social, on OfferFast. We take our video, we upload it to our YouTube channel for dispositions. We have a selling channel that all it is YouTube videos of us doing property walkthroughs and pitching wholesale deals. So we're just syndicating the content. That's what it's called, pushing the data out there in the property flyer and information out there, so that way if any cash buyer in town is looking for a deal, we want them to come our way. All right, so now we have the marketing happening. now we're going to be, for the next few days, we're just fielding phone calls, and we're getting back information, and we're getting information from buyers, and they're telling us things like, hey man, that's too high priced, or can I get access to the property, or they're asking questions about the property. We learn a lot over the next 2 or 3 days on kind of what the market is telling us about our price and that particular location and that particular wholesale deal. Normally what we do, if it's a hot property and we know a lot of people are gunning after it, we never make even if a cash buyer calls us right away and says, I'll take it, we normally tell them, if we're getting lots of calls, hey, tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we're gonna have a open house. You guys go there. I'm gonna bring contracts. You bring your checkbook with you. And once you walk the property and we get to know each other and I get a firm commitment out of you, then we can write it up then. And we get all the investors to show up at the same time, which builds the anticipation and the excitement and causes a little bit of a bidding war. Sometimes we can get properties sold for above ask price. Even though it's still a wholesale price, they'll outbid each other. So if you can set up an open house, that's cool. But if there's only like one cash buyer that comes around, then, just lock the deal up. Once you lock it up, now it's time to, we continue marketing it. All right, we don't move it to pending, or we don't move it to sold until the property is absolutely sold and it's done deal. Otherwise, you keep marketing it as if you're taking backup offers. If anybody calls, you just say, I already have an offer, it's in escrow, but if it falls out, I'll call you. All right, so never stop selling the property. I'm telling you, I made that mistake, and the cash buyer walked away from their non-refundable earnest deposit, and then I ran out of time. So don't make that mistake. Keep marketing it until the deal closes. If for some reason you don't find a cash buyer, now it's time to go back to the seller and renegotiate, all right? So if you find a buyer, now what you want to do is get a contract or an assignment filled out, collect their earnest money deposit, go and open up escrow, or turn in their assignment with the earnest money deposit to escrow, and just, transaction coordinated all the way to closing, meaning stay in touch with the buyer, stay in touch with the seller, and just keep talking to them every day or two until the deal closes. What you don't want to have happen is just silence, and then they don't know what's going on and they go a different direction. If we can't find a buyer, that's when we got to go back to the seller, and I like to go back to them with some ammunition. All right, I don't like to just go back to them with nothing. So if you have to at this point, if you think that there's still equity there and the seller was just stuck on a number and they just didn't want to give it to you at a bigger discount, I would tell the seller, we need to get an inspector in the property, and I would pay $200 or $300 to have an inspector go over to the property and inspect it and get that inspection report and use that as ammunition to negotiate the price down. Now, if they can't negotiate the price down any further, then it's kind of a dead deal at this point. If it's a dead deal at this point, don't leave empty-handed. Take that property, lower the price by a significant amount, and blast it all over social, blast it all over Craigslist, and use it as like a ghost ad in order to get cash buyers to come out of the woodworks, so you can at least build your cash buyer list, and then go to all the cash buyers and say, hey, dude or dudette, I'm sorry, that one sold. I'll get you on the next one. What's your buying criteria? And get to know them and see if you can at least reverse engineer and find them a good deal. All right, so don't leave empty-handed is what I'm telling you. And if you can, use an inspection, or maybe even get a general contractor to go out to the property and do a full repair bid. Get some ammunition so you can go back to the seller and negotiate them down and see if you can't get the property under contract for a better price. That way you could start the remarketing process all over again. All right? If you cannot, renegotiate, cancel it, and walk away, and do it within your inspection period so you do not lose your non-refundable or your earnest deposit. All right? So if you cannot find a buyer, make sure you cancel your contract and you walk away before your inspection period is up so you do not lose your earnest deposit. All right, so now you know kind of the way we dispo properties and how we think about things. The more aggressive you are when you're marketing, I'm telling you, get those texts out, get those emails out. Text your VIP cash buyers. Take the video of the properties, put it up on your YouTube channel, and start marketing for buyers that way. Put it all over, the Facebook marketplace. And if you cannot find a buyer on your own, if you have to at some point in that process, take it to another wholesaler and have them blast it out for you and just do a co-wholesale deal. Who knows? Maybe the buyer's not on your list. Maybe it's on one of theirs. That's all I have for you guys in this one. Hopefully you got something from it. I know it went a little long, but now you know. So get out there, kick some butt, and let's go wholesale some houses and make some money. Till next time, I'm Cody Sperber, the Clever Investor. I'm signing off for now. Take care, comb your hair, Sperber out.